Okay, here we're going to use the division method of a ruler and a triangulation. So here it is up close, the rectangular shape, 8 spaces. And here's kind of an L-shaped building with those dimensions. And now we're just going to break this down. So here we're going to use it as the triangulation segment here, drawing a box below the horizon line. Just come down a quarter of the page, so 8 for the ruler is going to give you the horizon line and the vanishing points left and right on the edges of the paper. So we just use Illustrator with the line segment tool. Oops, that's the ellipse tool, just to show you. Click on the line segment tool and draw a vertical line with the shift key and take the bottom point to the left and right vanishing point, top point of the line segment to the right and left vanishing point to get the angles. This is just an arbitrary width and length, and then from there you can see where you can stretch it across to make the cube. So that's just using Illustrator. It has a thick line to it. So we'll take the stroke, just select everything and minimize it down to about 1 point so we can draw over the top of this. So very simple rectangle you've done before. Take an orange line, you can go in either direction. We'll just go to the right for this one to start off. Just to show it to you, we'll flip it over in a minute. We'll go down and grab the ruler, and you can see that you have to take 0 and place it at the top corner to get that triangular shape. And now it looks a little tricky. 4 might be too big. Trying to find a dimension, which could be done. You can use 3/8 of an inch all the way down. There's the 3/8 mark. So you could do it that way. But if you notice on the other side of the ruler, we'll switch it. So we're going to flip this over. I could use 30 and just backtrack. But just to make it clear, I'm just going to take the entire ruler and just move it all the way up. So you can see it's on the metric side. So just put 0 at the top. And this is an Illustrator, so you're just going to click on this, place it in there, and click in there to set the 0 point marker and rotate it until it comes down. There's 8. So you can't see it when you click it. You used to be able to. So from 0 here, and just take ruler guides, and you'll see. First we'll show them so they're viewable. And just at every 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, it's just making a horizontal ruler guide going right across. And it's going to intersect, so you can hopefully see the triangle, the base, the height, and the angle with the ruler. That gives it that dimension. So we'll place this on a separate section. Just make sure we hid the guides because we hid the layer that the ruler was on. So we'll go back down and just hide the ruler, and then go back up to the top layer. You have a lot of layers, but there's 7 lines, 8 spaces, musical notes, bass and treble clef combined here. So here we're just going to use the pen tool with a fill of white and just click and build all the 3 panels just to give us the structure. Makes it nice and easy, and the pen tool goes right there and locks it in. Take a fill, just grab these 3 pieces, fill it all with the same mid-tone just to start us off. Make sure it's on the fill, and then just click on one and grab a dark and a light just to show the 3 panels. Very easy. Now with the pen tool and the line segment tool we use for this one, from the vanishing point, make sure we'll put it on this layer here on the guides layer, just keeping organized here a little bit. And just go ahead and draw back and forth, or from the front back just so you can see it. And that's just going to the left side. Now these were all equal spaces using a ruler. You can even use a piece of notebook paper. Use the lines because they're equal distances to help you do the measurement. And this gives you both the right and the left side. And so you can see it's like divided into 8s. And you can even use a diagonal line to cross this, which we'll cover in a little bit later video. And I'll estimate the cast shadow here, just kind of keeping them similar, just stretching across. Just here we'll make it go back a little bit. Hold the command key, and there it is. Give it a simple gray pattern. There it is on the stroke. Just hit Shift X, makes it the fill, and that'll give us the beginning part. So we can come back and modify it. I think it might have got a little crooked there, but we'll come back. It's a plumb line. Come back to that. So we'll stop that. Reverse this back. So here's the gradient for the shadow. Just taking the gradient annotator and taking some of the colors out. Going inside here and just simply dragging it so it has a dark to light little reflection annotator, spinning it around, moving it, stretching it out a little bit, and even rotate it a little just to give it a nice gradient. So the front corner is going to have the darkest value. And here the light part, we can just simply place it on top. Taking the direct selection tool, selecting the line segment, and then grabbing the point that's in the vanishing point, just to short up a bit. It looks a little nicer, cleans it up. Didn't have to do a basic guide beneath it, just kind of quickly stretched it across. And this gives me the panel. So you're selecting the line and then just dragging the end point. Places it right in there. And then select all three of these panels and take the stroke off just to show the solidity of the line. And here just selecting these with the shift key and grouping them together so that later I can modify it with a little bit of the line there. So I won't put a background here, just kind of keep it simple. And that gives me the piece. This is just trying to do a gradient with the screen and the fill, but not necessary. But if I wanted to change the line, since it's grouped together, I can easily do that. Give a little bit of tone. But there you have it, simple box, 8 spaces equally divided using the triangulation.